Max out your materials with only 619 scavenging points and about 9 minutes. Let's be real. Oh, and you also get an exotic. So in under 10 minutes, you can max out your materials, stack them, and get an exotic. All you need, again, 619 scavenging points. Well, hold on. It's more like 952 if you're nasty. But I'll explain that here in just a second. Let's get through the pleasantries, shall we? Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's right, you can max out your materials and stack them in less than 10 minutes using the new level 40 boost and your scavenging points. And in fact, if you're already maxed on your materials, just wait until you hit around 500, 600 scavenging points. Make a new character and do this method, and you can stack materials on materials on materials. So, let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so when you go under your scavenging points, right, everybody was granted all of their scavenging points back at the beginning of this season, so you should, keyword should, have some scavenging points left over. So if you have anything over 600 scavenging points, well, you're good to go. So let me explain what I'm doing here. Look at all these materials. Everything is not only maxed out and read out, but it's over max. In fact, it's over double max. In fact, it's over triple max. And that's because of this technique I'm about to show you. Instead of just keeping all my scavenging points, I went ahead and started stacking them into materials. That way I never have to worry about it ever again. In fact, you can see my normal credits. I'm at 135 million credits on top of having all of these materials. And this is just on my main character. So I'm able to jump around to all my different characters, use all their, credits and things like that, and get even more materials if I wanted. But let me explain why it's only 600 something, 619, why it's only 619 instead of the 952. That's because of this right here, the shade calibration. I don't think you should stack too much shade calibration. It's very rarely used for upgrades. It is rarely used for really anything. The field recon is very vital, especially for optimizing, gear and weapons. It takes a lot. It takes a fraction of the shade calibration that it does a field recon. So I definitely say stack up on the field recon, but you don't really need to keep stacking the shade calibration. Let's be real. If you're maxed out on that, you're good to go for a while. So it's actually 619 to max out everything, excluding the shade calibration. And then with the shade calibration, it bumps it up to 952. So if you have 952 scavenging points just sitting around, you can max out and stack all your materials right now in less than 10 minutes and get an exotic. So let me explain exactly how we're stacking materials now, because it is a little bit different. So whenever you make a new character, you do the level 40 boost. Here's my brand new character I just made, 9 minutes ago. Now, the reason for that is you do your level 40 boost, you go to Brooklyn, and then you make your way to the settlement. Takes 9 minutes. As soon as you get to the settlement, you will then fast travel to Washington, D.C., and this is the point that my character is at. I have just finished the level 40 boost, I just made my way to Brooklyn, and now I have fast traveled back to Washington, D.C. So let me show you step by step exactly how to max out these materials, because remember, it doesn't take as many scavenging points anymore because they tripled the values that you get from the scavenging points. So let me show you what I mean. If I go to my watch and just skip really quick to the credits, there we go. That way it overrides that whole thing. So you can see right here, I'm at 5708, right? So if I just max these out really quick, it'll take less than 700, so I'll still be at 5,000. Here, watch this. So just maxing out all these just really fast, and you can see how quick it is to max out each category. Now, obviously, once you get lower down this list, it will take, quite a bit more scavenging points to max it out. But you can see right here that I'm already at the shade calibration and field recon. Now, yes, I do think that you should max out and stack your field recon. I'm just not as big into it as shade calibration. So, I mean, at this point, you can see I used, around, 619 scavenging points. Really not that bad. It took a few seconds, actually. Now, if I wanted to use the 900 whatever, then I'd start speccing into the shade calibration, but I really don't care. This is enough for me. So then what you do, because you have 5,000 scavenging points, what you do is you clear your inventory because, you just made your way to the bridge settlement, so you did have to take out a few enemies. You got a few loot drops there, right? So what you do is you open up your cache, everything. You go to your vendor, you make sure you deconstruct everything into materials because you don't want to, leave anything behind, and that's it. You're good to go. Now, because I did spec some into my credits, what I would then do is either buy backpacks or chest pieces and then just keep buying them until you run out of credits. That way you leave nothing on this character, because as soon as you stack the materials, you're just deleting the character and doing this again until you're out of all of your stuff. So what you would then do is come over here to Anaya, and you're not buying the blueprints or anything. You're just buying the materials. And that's it. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done. It was truly that simple. Not only that, but you also get an exotic. You get the Lullaby in the stash. So that's pretty cool too. And when you're done, look at this. So it took me 11 minutes. I stacked everything. And bada bing, bada boom. Delete your agent. Good to go. And then that way, when I go back to my main character, I think all my materials were, around 30,000 or so instead of the 9,000. So I'm assuming, now they're going to be into the 40,000s. So let's double check.
Entering safe area.
So we go to our resources, and sure enough, we're into the 40 and 50,000s now for all of our materials. Not only that, but you can see now it says go to your mailbox because now we have another exotic. So like I said, within 10 minutes, you can stack your resources and get an exotic. So what you do is you get that exotic, you deconstruct it like so, booyah! You get an exotic component and you're all done. That's it. That's truly it. And then once you get another 600 scavenging points or so, make another character, boost it to Brooklyn, and do it all over again. I am Kamikazevondoom. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but this might be my fastest guide to stacking materials, and it's because it is truly that fast. But that's it for me. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. I am Kamikazevondoom. Peace out.